guys, it's Anthony. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to try to answer the question that gets asked by all newcomers, by most people who've been in the business for a while, and in the privacy of their own mind, by experts that are still in the business, grinding it out. They always ask themselves, how do I sell more cars, right? This is the proverbial ball that's thrown that can never be caught. It seems like that anyway, but there's actually a formula to do it, and there's a way to do it, and the devil really lies in the details. I think that the best way to kind of answer this question is, and any question really as pertains to sales or performance, is to reverse engineer backwards from where things seem to go wrong. So we take the failure, or we take the lack of production, or we take the area that we feel like we need the most growth or improvement, and we look at the step before that and what happened right before that one thing that we say, okay, this isn't exactly the way I want it. And then what happened before that, and what happened before that. And we kind of trace back the steps, almost like you're solving a puzzle of some sort, because that's really what this is. I thought today the best way to do this would be to do a Q&A. There's nobody available right now to do Q&A, so I said, you know what? Why don't we do this? Let's together, impromptu, we're going to Google, and we're going to talk about some of the hurdles and missteps that we make as salespeople. We're going to Google the top 5 hardest things for a salesperson, right? Top 5 hardest things for a salesperson, and let's just kind of go off the cuff and see what we have. So let's take a peek. I'm going to Google right now for us, and you guys could follow along too if you like. So we're going to Google, and let's go top 5 hardest things for a salesperson. All right, so the hardest part of a salesperson's day and how to move past it. That's what came up just now. The hardest part of a salesperson's day and how to move past it. If you Googled top 5 hardest things for a salesperson, that came up. This looks like an article looks like it's from HubSpot. It actually is from HubSpot, December 13th, 2017. I'm sure these same hurdles and obstacles apply today. So let's see what the top 5 are. Number 1, juggling multiple high priority tasks. Juggling multiple high priority tasks. So this is a really good one. I found that early on in my sales career, I take pride in the manufacturing of deals. So finding ways to create deals or that otherwise wouldn't seem like there's any hope. I enjoy that. I enjoy kind of diving into my CRM or to my follow-up book and looking at a deal and trying to massage it and find ways to back into making a deal and following up and kind of moving that needle forward. It's exciting, especially when it looks like it's a down deal and you find a way to bring it back to life. But there is an opportunity cost. There is such a thing as, trying to get blood out of a stone or exerting all of that mental energy and all of your time and resources towards something that's not going to give you the highest chance of a return on your investment. Your investment being your time and your time in the business. So I like to do this, and I tell all of my salespeople, even people in my internet sales department, when they're looking at leads and evaluating the amount of time they should put towards them, I like to operate on a scale of 1 to 10. So I'll get the lead and I'll ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot do you feel like this lead is? And if they say it's a 9 or it's an 8 or it's a 7, I write that up top on the piece of paper. And if it's a 7 lead in terms of how hot it is, then you need to give it 7 energy or 7 resources or 7, time of day, for lack of a better term. I'm not saying that if it's a 3 lead or a 2 lead and it's not as hot that you don't pay attention to it or you don't care about it, but you have to put your time somewhere, and you need to put it towards the ones that are the hottest before they start cooling off, because they're the ones that are your closest to making a deal. So look at your leads, write them down, try to grade them on a scale of 1 to 10, and then you'll be able to find out how much time or the appropriate resources to put towards that given lead. I think that works great for me. I also like to operate off of the 3 R's. I read this before in a book, the 3 R's. Required, return, reward. Required, return, reward. First, you have to do what's required of you. Second, you have to do what gives you the greatest return. And then third, you can do what's most rewarding to you. So first, you got to do what's required of you, whatever is required. So that may be in your dealership or in your place of business, a sales quota or a number of prospecting calls you have to make per day. That's required of you. Then you can do what gives you the best return after that. And a lot of times, they're synonymous with each other, or they should be if you have a solid sales process in place in your store. Then you do what gives you the greatest return. So that may be creating high quality content on social media. Or that may be following up with your previous customers asking for referrals, or your unsold customers circling back to see if maybe their budget, payment tolerance, or the options that they're open to in terms of vehicle have changed, right? So, and then the third thing you're going to do is what's most rewarding, and that may be that social content, having fun, creating cool videos on TikTok or et cetera, et cetera. But first you have to do in life what's required of you. Then you do what gives you the greatest return on your time or whatever investment that you're putting towards it. And then three, you'll do what's most rewarding to you. So that's the way that I kind of evaluate my order of operations. I live and die by a daily planner. I have my day planned towards the end of, actually by the middle of said day, I already have the next day almost planned out, sometimes every 15 minutes. And then obviously things come up organically and I squeeze them in. But most importantly, the only thing that matters is by the end of the day, I was able to cross off every task, check every box, and every time you do that, it's like a little dopamine hit. That's your variable reward system in your brain working. Similar to if you're working out in the gym, every time you kind of do a rep, it's a small win, and then when you're done that set, it's like, oh wow, I did it, and there's a feeling of accomplishment, and that creates momentum. So I would look at all of your tasks at hand. I would grade them in terms of importance if they're a lead, or even if they're just a task, grade it in terms of importance. Put your energy first on the most important tasks, unless they're a little more complex and you could bang something out short and quick in the process to kind of remove that off of weighing on your mind and taking up mental real estate. I also love this. If it takes 5 minutes or less, just do it. Just do it right now. Just like Nike says, just do it, but do it right. Make sure you do it right. If it takes 5 minutes or less, bang it out, get it out of the way. Because if not, a few 5-minute tasks start to add up, and then they feel like a lot weighing on you, even though they're small and you can bang them out, but it feels like, wow, I got so much in front of me that I have to do. So that's kind of my advice for that. Make sure you have a plan, make sure you write it down, and start to evaluate and rate the quality of how much of your time and energy and focus you should put towards it, based on maybe how close that lead is to becoming a deal, or how required that said thing is as it pertains to your job and your life. Hey, my friend, thank you for watching. And if you want to see videos just like this one, please like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate the love and support. And don't forget, leave some comments down below. I'm looking forward to all of your interaction and feedback, and I can't wait to bring you more videos just like this one. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.